It all seems crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, now we're definitely live.
You need like a team of producers.
Ah, that would be awesome. I want that so bad. Did I just push a button? And I don't want DVR. Go away. Okay.
What is DVR?
You can like back up in the stream.
Ugh.
Yeah, I want people to be live. Slazinski's already here.
Hello.
We're just talking to each other.
Hello, Slazinski.
What's up, Slazinski?
Slazinski.
All right, are you ready?
What do you mean?
Doug Space Nine. Doug Space Nine. Doug Space Nine. Doug Space Nine. Hello, Slazinski.
I'm moving the wrong hand.
Oh, there it is. You're looking a little,
Fat? Yeah.
Did you have a transporter malfunction? You didn't transport your hair in.
I'm not comfortable
entirely.
fully transporting in. I'm also checking on like pasta I've got cooking.
Yeah.
So you're like
You're a little phased. You're a little phased out. Are you sure? Are you feeling all right?
It's a new weight loss program I'm working on. See if you can just like beam away extra fat.
You just like let some of your hair molecules evaporate and you lose some weight. What's up, Adam? Welcome, dude. All right. Welcome to Doug Space Nine, everybody. I'm going to put this hidden so I don't get distracted by it.
What is that?
The viewer count. I get real in my head if like viewer count goes up and down during the stream. I just need to ignore it. What's up, Matt? Welcome.
It's up to 3.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm weird. I don't know. I drive myself crazy. It's horrible. I want to.
You gotta though. I mean,
I guess so.
if we both didn't care, that'd be terrible.
We'd never get anything done.
Right.
Welcome to Doug Space Nine. I'm Doug. This is also
I'm
Doug.
Space Nine.
Today we're talking about Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 2, Episodes 7 and 8, Rules of Acquisition, and...
Necessary Evil.
Thank you. That was good. I forgot. You were there.
I was there. I was like a legitimate partner.
That was it. That was like, we're almost there.
The end of the show. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. End stream. Doug Space Nine. Doug Space Nine. Bye. All right, we're back.
Just legitimately lose people.
Yeah. No, that'll happen for sure. Yeah, like I will like tell people, oh, I'm gonna go on a break. I'll be right back.
Right.
I'm gonna go on a break. I'll like put up my AFK screen that says
Sure.
Jesse will be right back, and then I'll walk away and
Cowboy data.
Someone in chat will be like, oh my God, is it over? Thank you, Slazinski. She says, welcome back.
Thank you.
Wait, is Slazinski male or female? I don't know. I shouldn't assume anything. Oh, dude. You're making me jealous.
It's time for a pot break. We've already been.
There's 3 minutes.
streaming for
Take a
3
breather.
minutes.
All right. So we're starting today with
Snake leaf.
we're starting with our snake leaf vape break. Take a guess. Slazinski, I would guess female.
Based on the last name.
It could be your last name. I don't know. I'm thinking like your first name is Sluzin.
I have no idea because I haven't seen any of these people in the chat before, have I?
You've seen Sluzinski and Matt before.
Okay.
Adam is relatively new, but he's been around a lot. He's
Hi, Matt.
and he's a new channel member. Adam, I don't think
Male.
we have done a Doug Space Nine since you've been here. You're male Sluzinski, all right. So that's yeah, I've been assuming wrong.
This is fascinating because
for a long time.
what an episode to have this conversation about
That's so true.
the gender of the members of the chat.
That is so true. That's like what this episode is all about.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Okay. While engaging in a game of Tongo with Rom, Dax and a young Ferengi waiter, Quark... Wait. Oh, I read that wrong. While engaging in a game of Tongo with Rom, Dax and a young Ferengi waiter, Quark is hailed by his leader, Grand Nagus Zek, who has good news for him. That is not a summary of this episode.
No, it's what they
That's
just
a summary of the opening scene.
they watch the opening scene and then they write a summary of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the summary of this episode is that this young Ferengi waiter is... Pell. Thank you. I forgot that too. Look at this.
I am on top of my shit.
This is great. You've seen a couple shows. Oh, you followed the channel quite some time before you subbed. Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. I didn't even know that was a thing people did. That's good to hear. I'm very self-conscious.
Yes, you are.
I'm clogged. I fixed it.
You're good. You're good.
Oh shit, I took a weed candy.
As you're vaping.
I
Could
had
this be why you're all in your head?
Oh yeah. How often do you take weed candy and then forget and then like smoke or like have a vape or something?
Never.
Well, So,
Well, I don't take weed candy. I tend to just vape.
okay.
I just don't like being able to not control the dose.
Yeah. I take like half of a candy at a time, which is like 5 milligrams.
Right.
It feels pretty consistent.
I'll take candies and edibles and shit like that when people are like, here, eat this. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't buy it for myself.
Right. Because it does hit you differently on a different day. Whereas like a vape, you can start small and then build up and then accidentally take edibles and then smoke more.
Right.
Yeah, it works. Welcome to Weed Space 9. I'm Weed here with Space 9.
Space 9.
Okay,
And
so
today we're going to talk about Picard.
today we're talking about Star Wars. So Pell is pretending to be a male Ferengi, but is actually a female Ferengi, and in female Ferengi society, females are not given... Wait. In Ferengi society, females are not given the same opportunities as men.
Right.
It's like a very extreme version of sexism, like very extreme.
It's institutionalized misogyny.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a legal patriarchy.
Yeah.
It's
illegal for a woman to wear clothes. It's really extreme.
Well, at the end they mentioned that it's illegal for a man to take business advice
from a woman.
Yeah. So not even just like for a woman to be in business, but for a man to take advice.
Yeah.
And then we get like a bunch of rules of acquisition this time. And so the next episode where they have one that's wives get the work, brothers get the business, something like that about inheritance.
Yeah. Oh yeah. With Rom inheriting the bar. Yeah. We got John in the chat. I have to say this in the right voice.
Sure.
Want to buy some death sticks? And then Adam replied, I want to go home and rethink my life. Which made me very happy.
Fair enough.
What's up, Adam? Adam L, welcome. We got 2 out of the 3 Adams. We're waiting for Adam G. There might be more Adams. There's 3 main Adams.
There's an infinite number of Adams.
Yeah, if we're looking at the multiverse, we got at least 3 Adams in every universe, so we've got at least...
Oh, I just meant like molecules and shit.
Oh.
Those kind of atoms.
Yeah, like the ones that are evaporating from your head right now.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous that you're kind of evaporating and I'm not.
We can switch seats.
I mean, I don't know if it'll change. Amanda's here! What's up, Amanda? I feel like Amanda is like the 3rd co-host of Doug Space 9. We can try switching seats and see if I evaporate.
You can just adjust that little slider thing.
I know, it's too much work.
Yeah, it is.
I adjusted it so much. What happened to the Ferengi laser whips? Yeah. Indeed.
That was just one.
I want one. Like the 2 props that I want from sci-fi are a hoverboard from Back to the Future and a Ferengi laser whip.
What about both? You just be hovering.
Whatcha? Just like hovering down the street, laser whipping bitches, like woo! And I don't mean that as women. I mean that as like.
Well, once you get a Ferengi whip in your
individuals.
hand, it just turns you into a raging
misogynist. Yeah. Infinite atoms and infinite combinations, indeed, John.
Yeah.
Yes, John. I'm excited you're here with your great chat contributions.
IAIC.
I'm gonna be way too high to do this podcast. If you're just joining us, I accidentally smoked after taking a weed candy because I forgot.
I picture the Ferengi whips as being like some Ferengi guy had like a whip company or invested in a whip company, bought a bunch of whips from some like passing arms dealer, and then was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with all these whips? And he's like, oh, my brother-in-law works for the Ferengi military in like weapons acquisitions, so I'll get him to give me a contract to arm the Ferengi military. And they're like, yeah, no one wants these.
Yes.
But then, through some kind of like shenanigans and back deals.
But they've already been bought. You have to use them. Like, they've already been sold.
And he's just trying to dump them onto someone else. So it's like a brother-in-law he doesn't like.
And his brother, or his brother-in-law is like in on the deal where he's got this like sweet government contract. Which, they don't care as long as they can get these fucking whips sold.
Right. So then you just wind up
with
this
is the best weapon you've ever seen. It's like they just hold it straight and take a picture and like, it's like a fucking lightsaber.
Right.
And then they get it. It's like, what is this floppy ass whip?
You'll figure it out. You'll find it. And then the one platoon, I don't know how the Ferengi call their troops, but those are clearly the fuck ups of the Ferengi military. Those guys, they're jumping around. So it's just like those assholes eventually wind up with these bullshit whips.
Yeah.
And that's why you never see them anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's just this group of clowns that winds up with these through corrupt means.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I'm 100% on board with this theory.
Yeah, and that's how Ferengi society works. It's just rampant corruption and capitalism.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go. I hope that answers your question about the Ferengi.
There it is. I would. Infinite whips.
Infinite whips, infinite diversity.
There you go. Space Chandler.
Oh, from Space Friends.
Yeah, from Space Friends. Which, yeah. It is time we got an Adam emote. We have so many Adams in chat. Sounds like Devo in space. You gotta whip it good.
Gotta whip it good.
Yeah. Okay, so this episode is really interesting.
It's very weird.
It's very weird. I don't know how to feel about it because on the one hand, it is the story of a woman in an oppressive society trying to find the same opportunities that a man could have. It is Mulan. Like, I'll make a Ferengi man out of you. It's like, that's what this episode is. But at the same time, they're just playing that for laughs the whole time. They're like constantly like playing it for laughs that these men are disgusting. It goes a little, it's not quite uncommented on, but it's like Dax, Jadzia Dax is like, well, they're the most fun, you know, and she should be the one saying like, well, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the episode overall I found enjoyable, and I felt like made some really good points.
It's classic 90s Star Trek, where there's a good idea.
Yeah.
There's a principle that they want to explore that also touches on the reality of our world, and then they kind of mishandled it at the edges, you know? They
but just at the edges, like not in the center, in a way.
It's not as bad as the one where Quark, like, is transformed into a woman to seduce someone. Like, this is just the first of our gender-bending Ferengi episodes, and it's not as bad as what comes later.
This is the first in a duology that will take years to come to fruition, in which it goes the other way around.
Yeah, part 2 takes a real hard turn into the shitter.
Yeah. That's in, like, season 6 or 7 or something, isn't it late?
It's late DS9.
Yeah, I was thinking about that watching this, is like, this is gonna happen again. Like, this has happened before.
This will happen again.
It'll happen again.
It's very Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, this is totally Battlestar Galactica.
So yeah, it's. I mean, this is a common thing that happens with Star Trek, where stuff that is portrayed on screen is put there with the best of the intentions of the people at the time, and then the flaws of it reveal the flaws of those
society
at the time and of those people at the time.
Yeah, totally.
You know, where they thought
oh shit, look at me, I'm phasing.
You're phasing.
I'm phasing. Oh. You try to touch me, you're gonna go right through.
Flash hand. It's an eel bar.
Yeah, totally. That's how he kills people. I love it. Like, don't make me angry.
My hand vibrates when I'm angry.
It'd be so funny. It was just like this, like just like slapped him. You know, just one tiny slap. I got warm. I'm gonna take these booties off.
Sure. This is gonna end with Jesse naked, streaming like, did I have too much weed candy?
The answer is yes. If I'm naked within like the first 15 minutes of the podcast. Whew, okay, well, let's get into it.
You good?
Yeah. Okay.
Any more questions from
Yeah, any more questions? Warm, hot. Let's just start off with some of the best morning that we're gonna get in Deep Space Nine. Like, look at how this motherfucker walks when he gets up. I should turn the CC on. Okay. Look at this walk.
Yeah, I just love
Wait for it.
Puffy jacket.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, do you think he walks that way because
the costume is a big puffy costume?
Yeah, that's my question. Like, is it like a acting choice or a costume choice?
I think it's a costume choice.
Like, a lot of the way Ferengi speak, I think, is a costume choice because of like the thing in their mouth.
They specifically mentioned that in the back information for this episode.
Oh, they do?
Where when Pal and Quark kiss, that it was weird.
I was wondering about
because of the costumes, and that they were like sharp teeth, and then the actor playing Pal had said like, oh yeah, there's some injury type things, but it was fine. We got through it.
I was
like,
wondering
nothing
about
serious,
that.
But
I was totally wondering about that because like they got all these sharp teeth and like a lot of lips and teeth coming together, and like someone's getting a puncture.
Yeah, she said that they were based on Piranha.
Right after that scene, they're all bleeding. Dr. Bashir beams in. He's like, "What were you up to?"
Scared. It's fixed.
I love this acting right here of these people playing tango.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So good.
It's clearly just bullshit, but they're doing it in a way that is like people who are practiced at a game and just playing it as they go, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, these are the early rounds. You do this. Also,
I love fake games in sci-fi.
Yeah. And this is just begging for someone to be like, no, make a real version of Tango.
Absolutely.
Which they've done, of course.
Absolutely.
I don't know how it maps to DS9 because they're just making it up. But.
Yeah. I love how like palpable the Ferengi enjoyment of games is in this scene. And then I love that turn to Dax.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, well directed, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. I don't remember. I didn't look who directed this one, but
I don't remember.
we'll see it after the credits. I do like this whole plot line of Jadzia hanging out with Ferengi and saying, I do like that she thinks that they're fun, you know, for her character.
Well, because, I mean, Jadzia Dax is a complicated character in that sense, where her previous incarnation was kind of a raucous, seemingly cis male character, straight cis male character, who was like hedonistic and boisterous and they don't make him out to be a bad person, but somebody who drank deeply from the ambrosia of life. Yeah, you know. So there's
well put.
There's more going on here than just like Kira getting sexually harassed by ostensibly a coworker on the station.
Right, and she stands up to him for it. And also, like, what I was thinking about is that this is not our society. Like, this is a society post-Me Too, far in the future, that has hopefully gotten its shit together more than ours.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way you can read it, but...
Yeah, I mean, that's what I want to believe about Star Trek. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Amanda directed this episode.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah. Well, good job, especially in this first scene.
But yeah, I mean, Jadzia serves the purpose to, like, soften what may appear to be, to someone watching it, like, how awful the Ferengi are. Right. So it's like, here's a character you sympathize with who is telling their side of it to us, you know? Yeah. So they're not just like, Jadzia doesn't like them, Kira doesn't like them, no one likes them, you know? They basically have an advocate for the audience.
Right, and having a female advocate does help in the episode, and having her be the one that kind of helps Pell works for me.
Right, because she's sympathetic.
I have a question for you, Doug.
Sure.
Confront, evade, acquire, or retreat?
Confront?
Shit.
Wait, you said confront? Then I meant evade. They let Zek cheat at Tongo later, basically.
Yeah, totally. And this kind of sets up this stuff about Pell being a smart business person.
Right. Pell has a way to trick people into
getting thirsty.
Right, with these sand peas that Gramillion sand peas.
Gramillion sand peas.
Right.
Yeah,
which is like a kind of a classic take on like, why do bars give you free pretzels? Like, well,
exactly, makes you thirsty.
Makes you thirsty.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
So yeah, this is just an extreme sci-fi version of that.
Yeah, we got to see Zek,
and then we get a good Zek.
Why do you look so surprised?
Attention, Bajoran voters!
I look forward to your return, Aegis.
Still the perfect little toady, eh, Quark? And listen carefully.
I love me some Wallace Shawn.
I know.
The Gamma Quadrant is about to begin. I'd like you to be my chief negotiator.
Me?
That's right. I'm offering you an opportunity.
Don't get so high that you just watch Deep Space Nine on your stream.
Earn it.
I mean, it's your stream. You do what you want with it.
I'm like,
you're just gonna get so fascinated.
What were we talking about? Inconceivable. Okay, I gotta pause it before the... Here, let's watch this without the audio on and hope that I don't get content ID'd. Yeah, Wallace Shawn is great. Zek is great. That reminds me that there's this awesome subplot in this episode. That this episode is actually like crucial in Deep Space Nine.
What?
When the overall arc of the story. This is the first episode of the show in which the word Dominion is uttered.
I was gonna say, this is not a load-bearing crucial episode, but this is the first time that they give us glimpses of the labels of things that have more meaning in the future.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah. What were you saying? No, I heard you. Yeah. So like the Dominion is going to be this the massive power in the Delta Quadrant.
Right.
No, Gamma Quadrant.
Right.
Because Delta Flyer. That's how I always remember
Gamma
that.
Quadrant.
So yeah, and we're going to go to war with the spoilers. We're going to go to war with the with the Dominion eventually. Like
we don't
the
learn,
Dominion War.
We don't learn anything about them other than that they're a major
that they exist.
player.
Yeah. So if you're watching this through the second time and you're like, man, my favorite thing about Deep Space Nine is the Dominion War arc. Where does that start? Because that's me when I watched it the second time.
I see.
I was like, this episode, this is the one where they mention it. And I actually loved it. It's just this like offhanded way where it's like the Ferengi trying to establish business. I mean, this in universe makes perfect sense. That this is how we'd first learn about the Dominion. That like the Ferengi are kind of reaching their feelers out. I really like the whole Zek's subterfuge, and I love that Quark figures it out. And I
Well,
love that when Quark confronts him about it.
Doesn't Pell
Yeah,
figure
Pell
it out?
figures it out, yeah.
Okay.
When Quark confronts him, there's like this great shift in Zek where like,
He's like,
you see his actual personality
Yeah.
instead of like what the front that he puts on.
Right.
What you see the shrewd businessman that we haven't really gotten to see before.
because they do that back
in
and forth
Zek.
of like, I have a name,
Yeah.
the Dominion. Oh, what do you know?
Yeah.
You
it's
go
so
first,
good.
yeah.
Oh, Doug, can I interest you in some kind of Beatles snuff?
I don't think so. Fine by me.
So do we need to watch anything in this scene?
I mean, here you get Kira
yeah.
getting sexually harassed by the leader of another
I know this
species.
This is like a sticky situation, you know? Like
Yeah.
he's offering her this Brizerian nitrate or whatever it's called.
Fertilizer.
Yeah, fertilizer that the Bajorans desperately need.
Right.
But he's also like hardcore coming onto her, and it's really uncomfortable, and like
Right.
it's not good. It's not right, you know?
And also, he's offering this, he's implying that it's free to, I think, get them on his side to let him do what he wants to do here.
Yeah.
And then when they agree, then he's like, all right, we'll charge you 25% off.
Yeah.
And this is also a great, because this is here where, it's a minor thing, but it's a glimpse into Cisco,
Oh yeah.
where Zek is like, all right, you're not a bad negotiator, you know?
Yeah. It's happening right now.
Friends here, so I'll let you have it at cost.
I have a better idea. Why not consider the nitrate as a gift to the people of Bajor?
A gift? That doesn't sound very profitable.
It depends
On what?
whether you want to conduct business here or not.
Right.
Your negotiating skills.
Yeah, and Zek is
aren't
interesting 'cause
bad
I
for
agree
a
with you where, like,
human.
he presents one sort of face,
Right.
and then there's the other, like, that I think is kind of, like, fairly dark and crafty,
Yes.
you know?
Totally. Yeah.
All the other stuff is just pretend
Totally.
and obfuscation and
Totally.
and to disarm you. But yeah, I also like
What is Cisco thinking in that moment? Sorry.
oh
for the
that
pause.
he had a successful negotiation, basically a transaction with the Grand Nagus of the Ferengi. I mean, that's
I don't think so. Wait, watch.
he's proud of
Wait.
himself.
He's thinking, nice butt.
Right?
Right?
He likes Mardu.
Oh yeah, he likes Mayardu. I love that they're like combing his ear hair, and then I
and it's
love
got, like,
even
a-
more that he looks at it later and he's like very distinguished.
And it's got a little head. It's got a Ferengi head on it.
The comb?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I gotta
It's-
see that again.
Like his staff has.
Oh yeah, look at that. It's got a
Yeah.
little Ferengi head on it.
Yeah, it's all super ostentatious. You know, everything
Yeah.
about them is.
Except for his ship is a piece of shit. I was surprised.
Oh, interesting.
It's
yeah.
just like the standard Ferengi shuttlecraft set.
Oh,
And I'm sure
yeah.
that was a budget constraint, but
Right.
they should have like draped it up a little bit or something.
sort of like when they go to the Dosi negotiation area, and
it's all
like,
drapes.
It's all drapes.
It's just a warehouse full of drapes.
cafeteria with drapes.
It works for me. I like it. I like it.
Uh-huh.
All right, so then
Here's where we get into the Tulaberry.
yeah, so Zek is basically setting up Quark this impossible task.
Go to the Gamma Quadrant. Get me 10,000 vats of Tulaberry.
Yeah.
From the dude from X-Files.
Right.
And he.
Okay,
and-
wait, Amanda says, I'm pretty sure I'm driving into like a freaking tornado, so I can't check. Oh no! Don't drive into a tornado. Well, drive safely.
Yeah.
Let us know when you get where you're going.
Not in the tornado.
Yeah.
And
I
if
don't
you
know
go
if
to
you've
Oz, call Collect because it'd probably be expensive.
If you go to Oz, get on their Wi-Fi and let us know. Do you think Wi-Fi from Oz would reach to our universe? Is Oz a alternate dimension, or is it a secret location
Or
in our dimension?
Is it just a thing in Dorothy's mind?
No. No, it's real.
No, it's real.
Definitely not. But have you seen Return to Oz? That scary-ass Disney movie?
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like in an insane asylum at the
Right,
beginning
right.
for claiming to have been to Oz.
Right. And that's
And
the one
then-
where they've got the things with the legs, the wheel.
Yeah, the wheelies, yeah. I just watched that recently. Or Wheelers, yeah. I watched that recently, and it is creepy.
Yeah, my sister
It
was
is
super
creepy.
into Oz. She read all the books and
Yeah.
watched the movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was into it as a kid. I don't remember much, but I did read a lot of the books. Yeah, so what I like about Zek's plan is it's like, get 10,000 vats, which he thinks is impossible, but then when Quark actually pulls through, he's like, make it 100,000.
Right.
Because he's just trying to make Quark go after the biggest supplier until he can get information about where that would be from. Oh shit, Amanda, thank you so much for the $1.49 super sticker. That's cute. It's like a little thing. Does it dance? Sometimes
the stickers dance.
it does. No, this one doesn't dance.
Oh.
Some of them dance.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you rock, Amanda. Thank you so much. Ooh.
Super 9 DS9.
Yeah, that's my notification. Have you not? You probably haven't seen that before.
I've seen it, yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay.
That's how I knew it was Super 9.
Well, there you go. Rowan, what's up? Welcome. Thank you so much, Amanda. You're awesome.
You are.
Drive safely. Yeah, so okay, we're getting that whole plot set up here with the Tula berries.
Right.
And then
The idea being that it's such a big ask
right.
that they have to get further up in the trade food chain.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
They have no interest in communicating with what the docile.
But I do think that Zek actually does want to make Tulaberry wine also. Like, I think he's just trying to play all angles at once. His real agenda is to get to the Dominion, but he
Right.
does want to make a profit off this wine.
Or he would be willing to if that's what it had to happen, you know.
Yeah. I can't imagine him like embarking on an endeavor without trying to get like all the profit possible.
Right.
Oh my god, Amanda sent us a $1.49 hot dog.
Hot dog! Do the hot dog dance!
Is that right?
I don't know. I just assumed there was a hot dog dance.
I think I did it. So yeah, and then this scene also sets up a lot of like the sexual tension between Pell and Quark, which
Right.
I really like. I really appreciate on a couple of levels because first of all, there are people that notice it when they think that it's two men and don't comment on it being two men, which I like.
Right.
Oh, we got another dance party. Hot dog dance. That's a hot dog trying to get comfortable in a bun. That's what I was thinking about.
Hot dog trying to get comfortable in a... This is me as a hot dog trying to get comfortable in a bun.
This is our reveal that Pell is a woman. And I still think back to the first time I saw this episode when I watched this scene. Wait, I'm going to pop the sound on here.
She doesn't say anything. There's nothing to hear.
Well, then I should pop it off because the music will get us copyrighted.
What's wrong with music?
I was watching this the first time and I'm like, wait, what's happening?
He's cutting his ears
He's not a Ferengi. Oh, wait, no, he has small ears.
Right.
Like, that's the process I went through. But then when she takes her jacket off, I'm like, oh, she's a female.
She's got boobs, right? And
Yeah.
then this is really funny, the way it's done, because what you're saying, we don't know what Ferengi, but now it's like, take the jacket off, sit down, and it's like, boom,
Yeah.
boobs, which I'm
Boobs.
pretty sure are fake in that costume. That's like, this is just like, put the girls on display for the audience so that they fully grasp
Yeah.
this is a woman
To be
disguised
fair,
as a man.
that's the moment that I grasped it. I didn't grasp it until
yeah.
then.
So
Yeah.
this was something I did read about the behind the scenes, is that the director was like, put some tits on her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because otherwise no one's going to know what is going on here. The whole point of this scene is reveal
Right.
that Pell is disguised as a woman.
Right.
Early in the episode, we heard them talking about women being naked and submissive,
Right.
not being a part of society.
And we've never seen a Ferengi
We've never seen a
female.
Ferengi
This is
female
the first
before.
time in all of Star Trek.
They mentioned that small feminine ears.
Uh-huh.
So they've given you the information where, like, if Star Trek was done differently as like a show don't tell kind of thing, you know what I
Right.
mean? You could have not had to show her with like big Ferengi
Right.
boobs
Right.
hanging out, and people have been like, ah.
Yeah.
But instead, they wanted to just sell it. So
Yeah.
that's why this is
I'm fine with that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Amanda
because you like big Ferengi honkers.
is driving through a tornado,
Yes.
and she took the time to type super sci tits. Worth it.
Yeah,
Worth
very
it.
nice. This is why Amanda's the third co-host.
My question now is, what is her relaxation activity? Because she's just sitting down and then
She definitely has back problems. Look at those big boobs. That's gonna
like she's sitting down and then what is she doing?
No, she stood up. She sat back down again. It's a,
Time to sit.
It's a human chairs aren't comfortable for Ferengi.
I think her plan is to just sit. I think that's it. You're from the Midwest. From where Adam grew up, it's science tits.
Mm.
Yeah.
Science tits.
All right. Let's see. Okay, we meet
We meet the Dosai.
the Dosai, who are ridiculously costumed.
It's insane. I mean, I love it. I don't know if it works,
Yeah.
but this is my favorite kind of thing that Star Trek can do, which is just to go like really far, but commit super hard. You know, this is like Picard with the costumes.
I feel like this doesn't work, but
Really?
I love it. Like I
But why
feel
doesn't
like
it work?
I feel like they're like, okay, we are out of budget. What do we have lying around from the next generation that we can use?
What in this was
And
Next
then-
Generation? The
Oh, I just like looking at the costumes. Like it just looks like an amalgamation of like past Star Trek outfits to me, and then just makeup. Like, and then we'll just
Like-
paint their faces.
Right, the
We don't have
elaborate-
any more time for prosthetics or budget for anything. Like this show has some of the best prosthetic makeup that's ever been done in science fiction.
right.
But like if you look under his chin, like you can see where they stopped painting.
Yeah, but I don't think they're saying that these people are supposed to. This is see, his whole chest is visible.
Sure,
This is
but is it
clearly
like-
a cultural.
Right? Is it a tattoo? Like
But look, like the woman has her eyes, and then 3 strings down. Like,
Yeah.
I think these are just like.
is it just face paint for the characters?
Yeah, this is just.
And they just look human.
these are they're just
So
humanoids.
if you had made them look not human and face painted it just like that, I would have been 100% on board.
That would have been so confusing.
Why? They're an alien.
So it was alien, then on top of the alien, you have face paint.
Yeah.
Eh.
But just doing the face paint to me just felt like we're trying as hard as we can to make these people look alien with the limited time and budget we have.
Yes, yeah,
and
that-
I like it. And I think they did a good job. But for me, it, like my suspension of disbelief gets a little.
It's their rainbow hats that are more ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I love them though. I want to see this race all the time. Like I'm.
It's a shame that we don't get more Dosai.
It sounds like I'm complaining, but I am celebrating.
And also, what's interesting is that they're just like super aggro. Like they are just a yelling, angry species.
Yeah, yeah. And my one plot point in this episode that I don't think holds up is when Quark stands up to them and like gets his way so easily.
Right.
I feel like there should be a fight or
They
something.
could have done more with it.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's
Yeah.
passable. What's up, Italki? Welcome, dude. Adam says we need one more alien. Daughter, come draw this. Yeah, there's something about it. If I think about it as face paint, I like it more. Like these are just aliens
Right.
using their ritualistic paint.
Yeah, it's sort of like when you see a made-up alien language where it's like, oh, that just looks like writing, even though
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything. To me, that's
Right.
what that face paint is like.
Yeah.
This is culturally, this is a thing that they do.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's see. We're playing more Tongo.
Motongo, yeah.
Pell impresses Zek.
Right, and this is also where we get to see like, oh, well, Zek is a bully and a cheat, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, and also we're amping up Rom's jealousy.
Oh, right, of Pell.
because now at this point Rom is threatened by Pell
And then
as a competitor for Quark's.
and also Jadzia kind of sees that Pell is in love with Quark and then comes to confront her about it in this scene.
Right,
Yeah.
and this is what's interesting because Jadzia is like, oh my God, you're in love with Quark, and that is her first surprise.
Yeah.
And this is what you were saying. She's then secondary surprise
Right.
when she finds out that Pell is a woman.
Right.
So like a man being in love with Quark is not like a shock to her, the way that like the man who is pretending to be a woman is
Yeah.
a shock to her.
Yeah, she's here to tell Pell you should hit on Quark.
Basically,
Like,
yeah.
totally. The style mug is what I use every morning for coffee. Oh, that's awesome, Adam. Yeah, I had a friend who got one of those mugs.
Yeah.
They're a little cut off on the screen there, but
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
and
That's
Doug,
like
Doug and I can see it.
it's a classic prop now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so I like that about this scene a lot, and
Yeah,
I like that Jadzia knows Pell's secret too.
Yeah, this was an interesting. What I don't like about it is sort of like they really do race into the love very quickly, which they have to do on an episode
Right,
show.
it's a
But that's
little forced.
It's very TV plot rushing, but it's fine. But yeah, I do. The way it's handled is interesting.
Yeah. So we get a little more stuff with Zek, which I think we can skip. But I just want to point out that this is Grand Nagus Zek's ship.
We just see this one part of it, yeah.
Right. It's not fancy enough.
But we do get the R2D2 mind control, the up in the ceiling.
Oh yeah.
That's like from TNG where they
Oh, is that? Oh, that's cool.
When they showed a Ferengi, it had one of those controls.
Right, where he was doing that thing. Yeah. That's awesome. I do like this like building relationship between Pell and Quark. It like feels really natural.
Oh, speaking of recycling, go back to the bar. There. That's perfect. Packleds.
Oh, in the back. Oh, yeah, in the background. Look at that.
Yeah. Which is an interesting like.
We make things go.
So they're just there hanging out.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, so this is setting up some jealousy, and then I actually think that this is a good writing turn where Rom goes to Pell's quarters to try to find dirt on Pell because he's jealous and wants to fuck with Pell.
Right.
And then ends up finding the fake ears. That works for me. I think
it shows this Rom as being more like Ferengi than he is later, where he's like, I will actively sabotage this thing. I will do sort of like shitty stuff.
Yeah, I'm into it. So this is him finding the fake ears. Don't want to rewatch the entire episode, but I do want to see this.
I love... Yeah.
Tell us, Irene, what is this place?
This is where opportunities are made.
It just looks like a giant bedroom.
Yeah. I mean, I would go to this party.
But can you go back to where they first go back?
Yeah, when they first walk in.
So you get to see more docile. See, look, that's like...
They all have different...
But they all have totally different styles. Some show more of the face, some show less. Different patterns. Also, they fight.
Yeah.
So this is what I mean. Where like it is just kind of like it's
just a stylistic.
Well, like t-shirts.
I honestly thought that was just their faces. I'm like, they just grow this way.
That would be ridiculous.
That's why I thought it was silly.
Right. And it is sloppy. Yeah. This is what I like about it, though. It is kind of like a subtle thing.
Yeah.
For in your face paint.
But
seeing the rest of them and seeing like you have to really look to notice like, oh, they all have different designs, but using the same sort of
style,
same 3 colors and same shapes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's it's not much, but it is like creating an entirety of a thing. I don't even know. His might have even changed from the last time.
And yeah, that guy's been in a lot of stuff.
This guy is just like, oh, you need some beefy ass dude to come in.
Very famously in the X-Files.
Yeah.
So this is where Quark kind of... Here, let's unmute for a second.
Right. Quark is trying to now assert himself, because at this point in time, he's been denied the 10,000 Tula berries.
Yeah.
They just won't sell to him.
So yeah, he's like, they busted this party just to get him to sign this contract.
Right.
And now he's not dead.
Not until we finish our discussion.
I feel like he'd be dead. I would also absolutely wear that outfit except for the headpiece. Like the rest of it I'm into. Nice
yeah, I can see
fuzzy arms and...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Right. Now this is what you were talking about earlier, where...
Yeah, like this... I can't believe that this works.
Well...
Sorry.
Oh, he's in Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
I
Cool.
should have killed
I haven't seen that.
back on that station.
But you didn't, because deep down inside you recognize a good opportunity when you see one. Just put your thumb scan here.
All right. You can have the 10,000.
Like this, I don't...
Right.
That turn doesn't make sense to me.
It's impossible.
100,000, and I'm not leaving till I get it.
Fine. Then stay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean... It doesn't quite work, but also to me it doesn't matter.
I agree. It doesn't matter.
Well, this isn't... It's like... They need to move forward with it.
Right.
It could
this is
be
a fun scene.
something about, they respect people that are, like, irrationally angry. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Quark is so annoying, they just want to get rid of him,
Right.
But yeah, the other thing could be like, he just punches him in the face.
Or maybe he wants to sell the vats, but he can't sell to someone that he deems unworthy. And when Quark, like, puts on a show...
It's
worthy.
It's mystifying. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but it moves us forward. But then he pushes him for 100,000 because that's what Zek
That's right.
told him to
that's
do.
What the story needs.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we get this great scene.
Right, but this is where they're in their like hotel room.
Don't worry, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure about it. And then I was reading behind the scenes stuff, and then the someone involved in it, maybe the IRA producer guy who was also the teleplay, the writer, had said something about like that he did not like the way this scene came out. That it was he was watching the dailies and he was like, oh god damn it, where it was supposed to be something not slapstick and silly.
Oh.
And it was supposed to be kind of more of a serious thing. And I think that would have worked better, or at least I would want to have seen it, because it's the slapstick nature of this scene seems to undercut some of what it's trying to do.
Interesting. Well, let's rewatch it real quick. I'm gonna think about that while we watch it.
Yeah.
What side do you want?
What are you doing?
Getting undressed. What does it look like?
You're not going to sleep, are you?
Why not? I'm tired.
Right.
Shouldn't we be discussing
There's one
rules
bed,
of strategy?
and Pell, who loves Quark,
Would
Is
you
uncomfortable to get into bed with.
is uncomfortable, but also really wants to
Sleep can interfere.
bump ears with Umox. Wants to really Umox the hell out of him.
What is it now?
First a toast.
And so she keeps coming up with all these excuses
To not get in bed.
but then also is like, well, hey, how about we do shots then? You know? Like, let's loosen things up a little bit in here.
Warm in here?
It must be the wine.
I hope so.
I was really impressed with the way you handled Inglato.
I feel like she does want to get in bed with him, but wants him to know why she wants to get in bed with him before she does. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. See, now she's gone from, like, panic delayed to, like, let me sweet talk you. Let me, like...
She's trying to
flirt
get
a little
back.
bit.
I feel like she's trying to get back in her comfort zone with him.
She's also getting him...
But then she just jumps on you with a very nice smile.
Right.
Oh, Quark, I have something I have to tell you.
I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
Right.
No.
But yeah, she like jumps on top of him to try to tell him something.
Well, it looks like she jumps on top of him to try and, like, start kissing him.
This is all a silly
That's
misunderstanding, but
a weird way to, like, I need to tell you something.
I know. I feel like that was just done so they could have this comedy beat of like this woman walking in on them.
Well...
And did you notice that their walls are just drapes?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This whole thing is just, like...
It's just drapes.
Yeah.
If you blow real hard, this whole house falls down.
It really looks like they're in a VIP room at a strip club, you know?
Yeah. Well, let's okay. Before we get into this Dominion thing right now,
Right.
So what is it that you dislike about that?
Well, when it's played for laughs, which I think it is...
I agree.
That it undercuts some of what could be done with this, which is that Ferengi... In this case, it didn't seem like... Quark was more freaked out by a sudden, like, you know, a friend, like, starting to make out with him kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I'm not saying, like, that they would have had it, like... Oh, this is like... Oh, Ferengi culture, for all of its other things, is actually... not homophobic, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, it would not surprise me if Ferengi culture was rampant homosexuality, because they're so dismissive and isolating of their women.
Right.
You would have, what do they call it, like a hyper-androgyny, and not androgyny, but there's another word for it where it's like all masculine supremacy. So it's just like dudes that... It's hard to even call it like homosexuality, even though it is. It's men engaged in romantic and sexual relationships with each other, but it's basically just because, like, that's how much they don't like women.
Yeah, I could see that happening. And we actually don't know anything about the Ferengi thoughts about homosexuality at all.
Right. Well, in most of Star Trek, it's just everyone is
and we still
primarily
don't in this episode. Like, we still don't in this episode because this is played for laughs, and we don't get a sense of like what is Quark thinking and feeling, because he just shuts it down. He gets like really uncomfortable, and even when they go back on the shuttle, she's like, "Can we talk about it?" He's like, "Talk about what? It didn't happen."
Right, but later, but they do also make it seem like Quark is developing feelings for Pell.
I agree.
That Quark is having a hard time comprehending.
I agree.
So this is what I mean.
Which
like,
I like.
I do too, but it feels like this particular episode is like they hadn't really decided what they were going to do with it. I'm not saying they should have done it one way or the other, but I think that the tone of this scene conflicts with some of the other stuff they're doing.
Interesting.
So either make the whole thing, but that's the problem with that other one in the future, where it's like, that's what, if you do it all for laughs, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting. I do feel a weird ratio of doing it for laughs and doing it for reals in this episode.
Right.
And I guess you're right that this does really land hard in the doing it for laughs.
Yeah.
For me, the stuff that they do for laughs that bothers me more is the misogynistic behavior of like the Nagus being done for laughs.
Yeah.
And it would be funny if it were firmly commented against, which I think it kind of is, but I'm not sure.
It's like broad strokes commented against, like, yep, that's bad, but not, you know.
Yeah. Adam says Umox in the champagne room.
Yeah.
What about those whips?
30 minutes of umox, no direct touching.
That's what those whips are used for now. They realize they weren't very effective in battle, but they're great
It's
in the champagne room.
Ferengi sex stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so now we get the first ever utterance of the word Dominion on Deep Space Nine.
Right.
Why not because he doesn't want to, but because he can't.
If he can't,
I also like this actor playing
I
the
wish
Dosai
I
woman.
Oh, she's great. I was just
could
thinking
vats
that.
on the entire planet.
then we're finished.
Not necessarily. If you really want 100,000 vats of Tulaberry wine, I can put you in touch with the right people. For a price, of course.
Of course. I always said you were my favorite Dozai. Now,
Dosai.
who do we have to see?
The Karama.
Who's the Karama?
An important power in the Dominion.
The Dominion. What's that?
Let's just say, if you want to do business in the Gamma Quadrant, you have to do business with the Dominion.
Okay, so now we
Yeah,
have
there it is.
Dominion.
I love how that's like this crucial moment in Star Trek.
I still don't think it's crucial. I think it's historical, but it's not
Yeah.
crucial. Because
Well-
they clearly don't know fuck all about what the Dominion is.
Sure,
the
I'm just
writers
saying,
of the
like-
show don't.
I'm just saying that if you wanted to do a rewatch where you were focusing on the Dominion War and you wanted to learn the complete arc of it, you have to watch this episode.
Do you though?
I think so. Absolutely.
I guess.
I think so.
I mean, but also that argument could be like, well, you have to watch every episode where the wormhole is, you know?
Why?
I don't know, because that's where they come through later.
Oh my god, that thing popped up and then I went to fix it and then it disappeared. Yeah, if there's like a weird light spot above Doug.
That's me. My head is shining with the halo of the angels.
Amanda wants you to eat more weed candy, Doug.
Okay.
Okay, so
Send it on in.
they try to talk about it and Quark like shuts down the conversation. This scene is great with Zek.
Right.
We'll learn the secret of the Gamma Quadrant. Unfortunately, the Dozai don't seem to know very much. I was hoping they'd lead us to someone who does.
What would such information be worth to you?
A lot.
What if I told you I could arrange a meeting between you and a powerful member of the Dominion?
If you can do that, I'll see to it that you earn a percentage of every Ferengi opportunity in the Gamma Quadrant.
Yeah. So now this is where he's trying to sell the information that he's got, and they don't. Again, this is a one where you just have to accept it on faith. Like, all he has is the name of a species. He's arguably has not that much information,
Right.
and nothing that any, as we learn later, casual visitor to
Right.
the Gamma Quadrant could figure out.
Right.
So what you have to take it on faith, I think, is that actually that the woman of the Dosai knows someone in this species of the
Right.
Karema
Right.
who actually
Can
there's
get them in touch with. Yeah.
right. But what we're given makes it seem
If
real.
or you just like pop through the wormhole and you're like, I'm looking for the Karama.
Yeah.
Are there any Karama nearby? Can you hear me?
Hello, Dominion or Karema?
Yeah, totally. So right after this scene is when Pell reveals her gender to Quark.
Well,
because
Rom
Rom
right,
is
Rom
like forces
the
it.
issue, right.
So he's like, what is it you have to tell me?
Right,
I'm a
right.
female.
Yeah.
And that makes him fucking faint.
Pass out. Yeah. That's a little hokey. That's like again playing.
It's
it for
so
laughs.
hokey. Yeah.
Fine.
It's so hokey. What's up, Steven? This is Doug. We do this, we haven't done this in a while, but we do this Star Trek show together called Doug Space Nine.
We talk about Deep Space
Named
Nine.
after someone else named Doug.
Right. My name is Space Nine.
Right.
And we've recently started going through minute by minute.
Yeah, I'm trying to skip.
I like to tease Jesse.
So yeah, we get some stuff here where Quark basically confronts Pell and says like, you know, we got to get you out of here.
Right.
Like, very dismissive.
Yeah.
But like not overly cruel, but like pretty cruel.
Yeah.
Like it's like he's still worried about her well-being, but he's like, you have to get out of here.
Right. And then what we don't know now, but we do learn by the end of the episode, is Quark actually has feelings for Pell.
Right.
And then, you know, okay, so now Quark kind of fell in love with this woman, maybe, or at least had a level of attraction. and is feeling betrayed, and
Right.
you know, his deal is falling through, or it's at risk. His deal's at
Right.
great risk now.
Right. Because if he's worried that if Zek finds out that he took business advice from a woman, then he's finished.
Right.
But he uses that against Zek once Pell reveals herself at the very end.
Right, because everything at this point would still be this part's a little hokey, but fine. It's you know, it's very overwrought, dramatic. Like, I love you. Let's run away together.
I love you, and you love me too. Yeah.
No, you're just being.
Let's run away to the Gamma
emotional
Quadrant
woman.
together. Yeah.
We can never work.
I know it's a little much.
A little hokey, but it's fine. It's fine.
So yeah, let's wrap this up.
But then what happens is that if Pell leaves at that point in time, everything's fine. Everything's moved forward.
Right.
But what happens instead is Pell comes in and barges into this meeting with Zek and Quark and reveals herself. And that's when we have to have that agreement where Zek is like, okay, I will bury this, but the cost of that is all of the profits.
Yeah, but then it all kind of wraps up with this scene where we see that Quark does have feelings.
Right.
And they do that together,
They
which
do kiss
looks
face.
really painful
Yeah.
with those teeth.
Yeah, that actor that plays Pell said that the teeth are modeled after piranha.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And I also
and now she's rubbing his ear.
Yeah.
And then walking away.
Because she's like, give me those 10 bars of Latinum, baby.
Yeah, just Umox and leave.
Yeah. That's not even Umox. That's like a Umox tease.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And what's this last scene about?
The denouement is Quark swaggering as if none of this matters.
Yeah.
And Jadzia going like, don't be an idiot. You definitely liked Pell. So.
Yeah.
She might have seen me before she left. I'm gonna miss her. So are you.
Yeah, I don't even know if this needs to be here as a scene.
Nice try, Quark.
I mean, I kind of get it. Like, if it was just a kiss and they faded out, you know, this kind of wraps it up in a little bit of a bow.
I like it. We get to see some of his sadness.
Yeah, and then
for losing Pell.
An argument being made that like his bluster towards Jadzia is somewhat heartfelt, like I want to get in your pants, but it's also defensive, like I wasn't hurt by this situation.
Right. I'm just this fun guy who doesn't give a shit.
Right.
Wait, I started the next episode. Stop. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's rate this episode. So if you're watching in chat, you can join us in rating this episode. Here is a link to a straw poll. Click that and let us know what you think. And I'm going to pull up our spreadsheet. So Doug, what do you think of this episode? What do you rate it?
Probably like a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not awful. It's not great.
Yeah.
You know, again, it was like a very like, it's more than just a middle of the road Star Trek episode. Like,
yeah, I
really love the Dosai. I wish that I think it's a shame that we don't get more Dosai.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, I'm fascinated. Like, they're traders, trading people, not traitors.
Right.
But they're super angry. They love themselves some curtains. They love fancy face makeup, you know? And is this just the like trading guild of the Dosai, and like they have other guilds that have even more elaborate makeup or no makeup?
Ooh, I like it.
Or the other guilds aren't, they're all like, why are the trading people so mad all the time? Could be anything. So
yeah,
it's just, it feels like a little, but I also love the little taste.
Yeah.
So, and I agree with you in principle that this is an interesting, noteworthy episode because it is the first time that they mention the Dominion. It's the first time that a Ferengi woman is shown on screen, you know, but I don't think that it's crucial to understanding the Dominion War. You know,
I don't think it's crucial to understanding it. I'm saying if you're a completionist who wants the complete picture of what this show offered for the Dominion War,
right,
I do think you should watch this episode.
Yeah,
because when I watched it back through, I was like, when do they first mention the Dominion?
Right.
And then it was like season 2, episode 7.
Right,
and I like that. Like, that's how my brain works.
Sure.
I want that.
For me, it's a matter of like what would be relative to the story of the Dominion War.
Sure. For me, it's about like if I were to make a completionist list, or even just as a completionist who watched every episode,
right,
and now multiple times, This is like my at least third time through this show.
It's more of a situation where you have to watch all of them, and then there's like this next one. Well, no, you actually do need to keep the next one in. But there are handfuls of ones that you can pull out where it's like it doesn't really affect anything.
Like that one in this
There's no
coming
new
up in this
information.
season where Quark and a rival business person are like duking it out to see who can have the best nightclub. Like that episode sucks. Like that episode is so skippable.
Right.
Like there's nothing in it that you'd like care about seeing.
Yeah, the Tosk episode is skippable,
but you shouldn't.
But it's a
'cause
good
amazing.
episode, right?
Yeah, so it's like if you're, I mean, X-Files is a good example of this, where you have like Monster of the Week and you have mythology episodes, and if you're doing a mythology watch through, you could potentially skip the Monster of the Week episodes, but there's a lot that you should watch because they're great.
Right.
So most lists for the X-Files will have like the watch list will have like both, you know.
Sorry, Amanda just said skip Sundays.
Oh yeah, well, that's our new thing is skip Sundays.
Oh, I was thinking
we play Mario Maker, and we plan on skipping all the shit levels in advance so we don't get stuck in shit stuff.
I was thinking of Arrested Development where there's a restaurant called Skip Church.
Oh, I don't remember
that does like a Sunday brunch.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. It's a season 3, season 4 thing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
The face makeup could be a disease.
It's not. It's makeup. It could be, but
I like it being
what
a disease.
a weird elaborate disease.
Yeah, or maybe. Well, that's fine. Yeah, I think I agree with you on most counts. I think this is also, I think it's around a 6.
Yeah.
And let's see what chat thinks. Wow. Wait, what's that?
I have to do math. I can't divide.
20 divided by 4 is 5. No, wait, there's 2 8s. I can't do this.
You can't. 7. Even 7.
Yeah, 7, because it's 28 total. Okay. So yeah, chat's a little higher than us at a 7.
Yeah.
I think that this is a good episode. Like, I think it's enjoyable. I think that Pell is a really interesting character. I think wrestling with this idea of Ferengi females being treated so poorly sets up a lot later in the show.
Yes.
I think that I think that I include this episode in a watch order for a lot of reasons, actually. I think that it does, you know, it is kind of crucial for this plot line of the Ferengi female movement that happens towards the end of the series.
I have always wanted to do like a Ferengi only view of Deep Space Nine. Just only watch the episodes that are Ferengi centric.
That's great.
So then it's really like Deep Space Ferengi.
Yeah.
It's like a whole different show.
That's a great
So
idea.
then all the other people, Jadzia, Cisco,
Right.
they're all just background characters that
Yeah.
you don't know that much
Oh
about.
man, that's something I love about this show. These 2 episodes in particular were interesting because like they feature one character and everyone else is background characters.
Yeah.
We're like Quark in this one and then Odo in the next one. I mean, even like, you know, Kira is almost a background character, even though she's kind of central to the plot.
She wasn't.
But we're gonna get into all this in a couple minutes.
But yeah, a lot of people I know despise the Ferengi episodes in Deep Space Nine.
I like them. I think that they're fun. Like, this episode is a fun episode. And sometimes I'm like, are we laughing at the wrong thing? But then I'm still enjoying myself.
Right.
And I think that it recognizes sexism as a problem and is trying to help. And whether or not it succeeds fully, its heart was in the right place. So I'm going to give it a 6.5. I'm raising it a little bit.
That's good. You talked yourself up.
I talked myself up. Okay. Favorite character in this episode?
The Dosai face paint.
All right, let's create a poll for favorite character. Who do we nominate?
Pell.
Dosai dude, and Dosai lady, because I think they're both good.
Pell,
Quark, Rom,
Zek
for sure. Who else is central in this episode? Anyone else want to nominate someone? There's always money in the banana stand, Doug. That's what Amanda says.
She's great. Amanda's wonderful.
I know, she's our third co-host. I think that's a good list. There you go. Does that link work? Did I copy that correctly? I did. Okay. All right, y'all. Go vote for favorite character. Doug, who is your favorite character in this episode?
The Dosai lady.
Did I just... what did I do?
Control Shift T, quick.
Control-Shift-T? Oh, that brings back the one you closed.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Boom!
You're just fixing everything today, Doug. You're really pulling your weight in this organization.
Doug, fix 9.
You said Pell is your favorite?
No! Nothing against Pell. The Dosai lady.
Dosai lady. Yeah.
The Dosai dude, his name is mentioned on screen, but I don't think hers is.
Let's call him...
His name is like Uglaglu.
Let's call him Ralamalon.
Ralamalon?
He looks like a Ralamalon to me.
Oh, are you going to vote for him?
No.
No, it doesn't matter. We'll just call him Dosai dude.
Well, I mean, if anyone in chat wants to vote for him, we can call him Ralamalon.
Well, we'll rename him if we need to.
Okay, good.
Or I'll look up his real name. His real name.
We don't need it. I'm fine with Ralamalon. Favorite character is the Dosai lady.
Yeah, just because I have a particular affinity for the Dosai species, as I have spoken at length here. When I had first watched this, I was really, I was enamored by it. But I like, you know me, I like things that feel full-throated ridiculous, and people have to have looked around and went, "Are we really gonna do this?" And they're like, "Oh yeah," and all of them are getting the face paint too. Like, they had to have spent hours face painting all those people in the background who never show up, you know?
So you know, like, you like it because you know it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's also beautiful. It's really committing to the bit.
Yeah.
Again, it's the costumes in that Picard episode where they go to Space Las Vegas and they all dress up in like very elaborate bananas costumes. It's like
bejazel.
But yeah, it's just like, yes, let's go all balls to all the walls.
Yeah.
Crazy.
My own personal vernacular has already changed to where I now call things bejazel crazy.
Bejazel
like,
crazy.
That's like bejazel level crazy.
So yeah. So, and of the two, I mean, I do like, what is Krychek? No, is that the other guy?
Krychek?
I'm thinking of X-Files.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's X-Files. Yeah, oh no, that's his partner in season 2. Yeah.
Right, but what's this dude's name in
I don't remember.
X-Files, right? He's like a goo monster.
Goo monster guy, yeah.
He's an oil dude.
Yeah.
So he's
Armis, I think his name was.
Yeah. So he's fine. I mean, he's an interesting actor. He kind of does a thing, and he's pretty good at it because he's your TV version of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Absolutely, that's how I've always thought of him. Yeah. He's like TV's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly how I thought of him too. That's so funny. Like, that guy looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he's not, so he's probably cheaper.
He's a lot cheaper, yeah. And you don't have to give him any lines. So he's fine. He's fine as the Dosai guy. He pulls it off.
But you like the other woman.
I don't know what it was, but like,
I'm with you. She's great.
That scene when she comes into the bedroom and is like, "Are you guys fucking?"
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, so I
agree. I'm with you. I'm gonna vote for. Oh, sorry, were you done?
No. And I just liked she had a particular like, the way that she portrayed her anger. I thought was also very interesting.
I'm voting for Jadzia Dax.
Jadzia.
Did I forget to put her on the list? I think I did.
Snuck her in as your only.
I didn't put her on there, so if you guys want to vote for Jadzia, let me know in the chat. She's a write-in vote. I'm voting for Jadzia because I really like how she reacts to Quark being in love with Pell. I really like it. I love that she is intuitive enough to recognize what's happening and compassionate enough to encourage it.
Right.
I really like that, and that kind of makes me give her my vote.
Is Amanda telling you to have less weed?
She said you had less weed.
I've just had what? I can't read that far.
Oh. You. He just had less weed.
Oh,
That's
okay.
you.
I get it.
You're he.
And he is you, and you are me, and we are all together.
So it's either the Dosai dude or Quark. So, his name was Ralamalon?
Well, you told me I couldn't look it up.
I'm not your boss.
His name is Inglatu.
That's pretty good. In Quark 2.
In Quark 2. Her name is Zyree.
How do I say that? Spell that?
Zyree.
Nice. Okay. And then best performance. Who do we want to nominate?
Well, I'm always gonna... Oh, no, I'm not voting. Pell. It's all the same people. Pell,
Quark,
Rom, Zyree,
Inglatu. Dax.
Nick
maybe
Two.
maybe Cisco because he's just a really good actor, and he was technically.
Oh,
in
he
this.
was. Right, he was in this.
Jadzia. Zek.
Zach, right.
May hairdo.
Well, I'm just throwing Kira too. You got everybody.
And then Doug. Don't vote for Doug. It's a trick.
It's a trick.
It's a trap. Adam loves that song. That is a great song.
What song?
The song we were just singing.
What were we singing?
I am the Eggman. I'm the Walrus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have no memory of what happened just moments ago.
That's fair. I get it. Okay, favorite performance.
He is you and you are me and we're,
We're
all in space together. Deep
Look
Space
at how
Nine.
we sit on
Deep
top
Space
of
Nine.
the wormhole. Best performance.
I am the Ferengi Man.
Last time chat voted for.
I am the human. I am the Morn. I can't do it. I got nothing. I'm going with Sean Wallace. Wallace Shawn.
Wallace Shawn.
Yeah.
As Zek. Because he's like pretty delightful.
He's like a Kai Wynn for me in the sense of
he's like always the best one.
Whenever he's in the show, and like this is another thing, his performance is broad.
Yeah.
It is a lot of like out there kind of choices. It's weird, and it's hokey in a way, but he really, you can tell that he's a really good actor because it's not a one-note performance like you were saying. There's subtleties to it, and I think it takes a really skilled actor to take something like that and then give your character levels of acting.
Yeah.
Where like your character is pretending to be this
yeah.
but then also
yeah, there's like a character underneath his external facade, which is pretty brilliant.
Yeah, it's what is the movie, the blaxploitation satire, Black Dynamite, or
I have no idea.
It came out, I don't know, the 2000s or 2010s, but in that movie the writer of the movie said that he was picturing everyone playing two characters. So the movie that you watch as a viewer, you're watching like a blaxploitation movie.
Yeah.
But it's made in a way where like there's intentional bad edits or like scenes that don't get cut the right way.
Oh, fun.
Like so it's really like an homage to that genre where sometimes, the movies would have like a boom mic would show up.
Yeah.
So it's like it's kitschy and hokey on purpose. Which is
I love that. I'm all about it.
This movie is pitch perfect. It's a beautiful, perfect movie. So the writer was saying that he was picturing these characters in the movie as the actors they would have been in the 70s, like who would be the actor in this blaxploitation movie, and then the character that they were playing in the movie that he was filming.
I love that.
And so I think that's a long way to go towards the idea of like having that in your mind. Wallace Shawn playing Zek feels like he's made the choice that there is this like dark, really leader of the Ferengi, hard character,
right?
And then there's this like fluffery, ridiculous that's intended
like negotiator,
right? That's supposed to put people off their guard and to disarm people.
Yeah, it makes his character make perfect sense.
Yeah. So,
I'm with you. I think that I'm also going to give Wallace Shawn best performance, mostly because of that scene where you see like under the mask a little bit.
Yeah. Because this character could also be like really hard to watch, and maybe some people just hate Zek, but that
it's classic.
Yeah, it's
so classic. Wow, we have a three-way tie in chat between Quark, Cisco, and Doug. Disco Quark?
Disco Quark, yeah.
I like it. And Quark 2 is pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, and Quark officially part of future Star Trek canon.
Yeah.
Quark's bar.
Yeah, Quark's bar. We could see that on Bajazil's planet.
Yep.
Bajazel. It's the dumbest word in the world. I love it. I love it.
It's great.
All right. Well, one down, one to go.
Yeah, we can roll
take a
right
break.
into it. Oh, okay.
You want I'm taking a break. You can roll.
Okay.
Who are
Let's take
you?
a break. Well, I mean, you got like we got a whole room full of people, or they gonna stick around, or they're gonna fuck off.
Are you smoking?
You want me to smoke? You want to have a cigarette, don't you? You dirty, dirty boy.
Well, I don't want to share a cigarette with you while the coronavirus is
That's a
going
good
around.
point.
Although we're sitting real close together.
Yeah.
You want a little umax before we? Little umax?
Oh, did you notice
A little
that?
bit of umax?
Is it in this one, or maybe it's in the next one, where Quark is like doing a deal or saying something, and then like,
Oh yeah, he's touching his own
strikes
ear.
it's like, oh
he's
my
like
God.
turned on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A rewatch of Deep Space Nine has to be done with the idea of like, these are like sex organs,
Right.
secondary sex organs,
Absolutely.
and they touch them constantly.
Yeah.
And they pull on each other's
Ugh.
in a form of violence.
It's
You're
like grabbing you by the dick and like, how dare you?
or like a nipple twist, you know, because it's secondary, so it's not like. I mean, the Ferengis have penises,
Okay.
spectacular, ginormous penises, according to Gene Roddenberry. Do you remember this?
No.
Oh, maybe I'll share it with you at the break.
I mean, can you share it with us now? Because I
Well,
feel like other people are going to be interested in this.
I have to look it up.
Okay, well in that case, let's share it after the break.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna make some tea.
Okay. How long
so
is
yeah,
the break? 10 minutes?
yeah, we'll probably be back in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Stay frosty. What? These rubes don't care what I say.
All right, we'll be back.
Oh wait, you didn't pause it?
No,
You're not rubes. I love you all.
I got distracted by you saying, "Stay frosty." Just very unexpected. We're back.
We're back.
That was a long one.
Oh, look, I've got like an eye patch darkness.
What time did we leave? Was that 10 minutes? Was that longer? I don't know.
10.
How's it going?
Welcome back.
We're
chat.
back. All right. We're going to jump into Necessary Evil.
Oh, yeah, and I've got that thing that you wanted me to find.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Tell us about that.
So this is a thing for Memory Alpha, and they're talking about Gene Roddenberry and then another guy named Herb Wright, who apparently was involved with like production designs and things like that. One influence on the Ferengi was what Herb Wright described as Gene Roddenberry's, quote, sex fetish. In early first season discussions between them about developing the Ferengi, Roddenberry let Wright know that it was his intention to make the species well endowed. Quote, he wanted to put a gigantic codpiece on the Ferengi. He spent 25 minutes explaining to me all the sexual positions the Ferengi could go through. I finally said, Gene, this is a family show, on at 7 on Saturdays. He finally said, okay, you're right.
Weird.
So this was the Gene Roddenberry era where he's like, Beta Zeds have 6 tits.
Yeah.
Ferengis have giant dongs. Like, this was late years sex-crazed Gene Roddenberry kind of going off the rails.
Yeah.
So Ferengi were supposed to be these, like, sex pervs with giant space dongs.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid and I would sit down to write something, my first instinct would be like, let's make it sexy. You know?
Like Mick Rory it?
Yeah, totally, exactly. Yeah. It's like, I have power, let's make it sexy.
Yeah.
I can, like, live out my sexual fantasies, and it can be real because I'm creating this world. And then, like, you go back and look at that later, and it's like, I can masturbate on my own time. You know, I don't need to masturbate
Don't need to
publicly.
share this with the world,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. But, you know, so, like, I understand how, like, people come to make decisions like
Sure.
that, but it's like, take a second pass.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Like, have an editor. Anyway.
So anyways, yeah, that's when we were talking about it in the last episode.
Yeah, that's very strange. Okay, Necessary Evil. What is the... Oh, it's not showing me the thing. How would you summarize this episode? Odo solves a murder mystery.
That's it. It's a murder mystery in space. It's a noir. This is
like their first hardcore noir.
It's a
Deep Space Nine.
1940s hard-boiled detective.
Yeah.
But also like not quite hard. I should say noir, not hard-boiled detective, because this is very specifically Odo's first day on the job detective.
Right.
We get origin story of how did Odo come from being a scientific experiment oddity to being the cop of a mining station and then later a space mall. Like,
right.
How did this come about?
Yeah, and the way that it came about is really interesting because, like, watching the show the first time, I remember thinking, how did Odo get this position? And then you find out that Gul Dukat gave it to him. You know,
yeah.
That's really interesting. Like, it really makes a lot of things kind of fall in place because you could kind of sense that they had a previous relationship.
Right.
You know that Odo worked on the station under the Cardassian rule, and then you know, getting to see that a little bit is really illuminating for the character.
Yeah. So this is written by, I think, one of my favorite Star Trek writers, and I think one of yours as well, Peter Allen Fields.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote the one we've talked about.
He wrote Duet, right?
He wrote Duet.
Yeah.
He wrote another one that we really like. Any of the ones where it's like when it was the old lady with the Arbiter, where she had the ball.
Oh, the Arbiter and her gavel.
Yeah, the gavel. Yeah. So yeah, he's a lawyer. So some of the other ones we've seen with like legalish proceedings, he's kind of had a hand in. He wrote the one about when people over 70 have to like commit suicide.
Oh yeah,
in TNG
with
Loxana.
David Ogden Stiers.
Yeah, the dude from MASH.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, that's a pretty good pull.
Most of the time I try to remember his name, I can't.
I was even like, I think he was on MASH, but I don't want to say it.
As I was saying it, I was like, oh, I'm doing it.
I got it.
I got this one. Yeah.
So this guy is he wrote the episode of the middle episode of the 3-parter that opened the season.
Oh shit!
The one that we loved with Frank Langella. Yeah, the one that we analyzed for like to the second.
Yeah.
Because that episode had a lot of deep back and forth.
Yeah.
This episode itself opens up with some like snappy 40 style banter between Quark and this mysterious woman on the planet full of lightning storms, which is actually Bajor, but I thought was on a different planet.
Well, let's see that. I want to see it. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna beam back onto the ship.
And we'll just do a little bit of this to get a little taste.
Ready for beaming noises?
Yeah.
Perfect. You made it in entirely. I can see your hair.
Hey.
Okay.
I didn't kill him, you know.
What a great opening line.
Yeah.
A lot of people believed it was me.
And look at that wig. That is nice.
How about that fucking earring?
was wrong.
Yeah.
It was a long...
Bajorans love fancy jewelry.
Yeah. Yeah, this episode, like, definitely sets a mood right away.
Yeah. And so she's Bajoran, but she doesn't wear the thing that we're used to seeing, right?
Oh, yeah, that's her earring. It's just like a super fancy one.
Yeah.
So this is interesting because I actually didn't remember the plot of this super well watching it. I rewatched it this morning for the show.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw her, I'm like, wow, she's living this like opulent life on Bajor.
She's rich.
I wonder if she was a collaborator.
Yeah,
that's like what I was thinking when I watched it, and that is what this whole episode is about.
A reveal at the three-quarters of the way in.
Right, that there's like this murder mystery that we find out that Kira actually did commit the murder, which is great.
Spoiler,
it's so cool. Like, yeah, finding out that was like this unsolved murder that Odo is trying to solve ends up being Kira.
Yeah. But the lead-in is that she's asking Quark to go get something out of the wall of a shop she used to have on the promenade back when it was Terok Nor and it was occupied by the Cardassians.
Right.
And then as she's starting to say this, she's also casually mentioning, I didn't kill my husband.
Right.
But then when that robbery goes awry and Odo finds out about it and finds out whose property they're talking about, that brings us back to this old murder from before that Odo had never been able to solve, where it was her husband who was killed.
They do a really good job.
So it's very intricate,
bouncing back and forth between the two timelines.
The direction on this is really well done,
and also like the color timing, like you can just tell you're in the past because
Terok
it's
Nor
gray.
is just the gray blue,
and it gives them a chance to do like a real film noir style thing where they kind of gray
there
out.
It is.
Oh yeah,
touching the
totally. Yeah, we got to see the end of this scene because it's hilarious. Like right after he leaves.
She does like the super eye roll.
This is like the classic act break on Star Trek. Wait for it. Wait for it. Uh-oh! Creepy dude walks out of the shadows.
And I didn't look him up, but he looks real familiar. Like he's like a character actor.
It's so funny. I love it. Okay, well so this scene is pretty fun where Quark and Rom are trying to break in, and like you get a sense of Rom's intelligence.
This is the first glimpse we have post head injury Rom.
Yeah.
Where like last one they showed him being cunning. This one they show him being like technically savvy and like a good thief. Like his son built this tool that he uses to break into this gate that he knows works because he's been casually breaking into his brother's supply closet.
Yeah.
He breaks into the wall with the stuff that he uses to break into Quark's safe. But the other thing is that they're also showing... This is almost like the idiot savant version of Rom. This to me is like the beginning of what Rom becomes.
Yeah.
Where Rom is telling Quark innocently, like, oh no, like I broke into this of yours, I broke into that of yours.
Yeah.
Not as if he's confessing to a crime and not like he's trying to hide it. He's just saying like, well, I had to and I could. But look at how good I am. And Quark is like, no, stop bringing in my stuff. Like there's a disconnect here.
This also sets up one of the subplots in this episode when Quark gets injured, that Rom thinks he's gonna die and that he'll inherit the bar.
Right.
And he's like upset at first that his brother might die, but then he's like, well, wait, if I get the bar, then maybe we do want him to die.
Yeah.
Which calls back to season 1 when he actually tried to kill Quark.
Right, actively.
Which everyone seems to have forgotten at this point.
Yes.
Yeah. Which kind of made me laugh. But yeah, so they find this box and it's got this list of names, and then Odo's on the case trying to figure out what
Quark
this list of names
is supposed to get the box and bring it back, but he opens it.
Of course he opens it, and then like as he opens it,
oh yeah, this is actually
I gotta back up.
Right.
So this guy, so Quark is opening the box to look inside, and then this guy shows up.
The mysterious stranger.
Yeah. Wait, let me turn this sound back on.
In here, we're closed. Well, if you really want a drink. She sent you, didn't she?
She knew you couldn't resist opening it.
I love the lighting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And that's a great stunt.
And this
is a great effect.
This was
right
also shocking.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Watching it, because we don't typically see the characters just like straight out killed.
Yeah. Armin Shimmerman's I'm Dead acting in this is amazing. He's like, his eyes are open for like most of the episode, and it's really disturbing.
Yeah, but yeah, having Quark shot and that he stays out for the rest of the episode, so he doesn't have he can't provide information that Odo needs.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, so then Odo, now Quark has been, shot, and he knows that there was a break-in because Rom starts to confess information.
Yeah.
So that leads Odo down a path of his first case and an unsolved case.
Yeah, and then we get to see some of his first case, which I love. We're just like narrating this episode.
Yeah. This one's a hard one to just kind of go through and watch, and
it's a hard one to. Maybe we should, like, instead of going through linearly, we should just kind of talk about like the arcs and stuff and like what we like and felt about it. But I do love seeing Terok Nor. Whenever we get the chance to see Terok Nor, before it was Deep Space Nine.
And I think this is the first time we see that as well, right?
Yeah, I think so too. Because there's another episode with a flashback to Odo's time as the constable for Terok Nor, right?
Yes.
Later
there's
on.
one more, I think, that comes later.
Yeah, because I remembered stuff happening in this one that didn't happen. And I'm like, oh, I think that's another episode.
Yep. It was described as a companion piece to this one.
Yeah.
Because it's like Odo's secret that he didn't reveal.
Right, exactly. But I like how he's kind of roped into this, not just because like he's working for the Cardassians, but also because he's kind of trying to protect the Bajorans. Well, or in a way, he's trying to protect what he thinks is right, and that's just his code.
Right. He keeps obsessively saying he doesn't choose sides.
Right. And like it's very much the character that we know now,
Right.
Oh, and there's this other thing I love in this episode, which is Odo starting his log.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like the dialogue for that is so good.
Well,
he's like, I'm told I have to keep this log.
I don't want to do this.
I don't want to, like, this is all ridiculous. So here's my log. Everything's under control. End of log. But then the next time he's doing it, he's like all these philosophical musings.
Right. Well, because
he's like, I wonder if this is a good place for this.
Right.
I don't care.
Because this is, again, the structure of this episode is of a 40s style detective noir.
Yeah.
So those have narration.
Mm-hmm.
She walked in my office.
Absolutely.
Her leg showed up 5 minutes before she did.
It's a really elegant way of using the Star Trek formula to tell a different genre of story. Yeah. It's really cool. I mean, I really admire how they wrote this one and put it all together.
Yeah.
And we learn a lot about Odo in the process.
Right. So then this is where he's investigating the murder of the woman. No, he's investigating the murder of the husband of the woman we saw at the opening scene.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing on Terok Nor.
Right.
And then that woman accuses a Ferengi woman who had just showed up to Terok Nor of having an affair with her husband. And she's saying, like, oh, he was having an affair. I think the woman he was having an affair with killed my husband.
Right.
And they're like, can you point him out to me? Yes.
Right.
And then
it's Kira.
It's Kira, right. So now we get to see Kira meeting Odo for the first time.
That's the scene I just picked right here.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, this is the moment that these characters meet.
Right. And then
If I join you?
Kira thinks that he's being a sex creep.
Pretty girl like you shouldn't be eating alone.
I mean, he does call her a pretty girl.
Yeah. But also, again, it feels like a...
Like film noir.
Pretty girl like you should.
Of course, I can see how you could. Let me start over.
You some kind of security officer?
Also, she calls him Constable.
That's the first time he's called. Yeah, that's where the nickname came from, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's investigating her, and then she is doing terrorist stuff for the Bajoran, whatever it's called.
The Resistance.
The Resistance, yeah.
But at this point in time, she's saying, like, nope, I was just meeting with Quark.
Right.
So that gets us, so Odo has to meet Quark for the first time.
Right, that's
because she offers up an alibi that Quark can vouch for her. So then, and here we go. We cut back and forth.
Yeah, I want to see Quark. I'm going to cut to him meeting Quark here.
Yeah.
Because I love getting flashbacks where we see characters meet for the first time.
Yeah, this is foundational. So now at this point, we have Odo who is trying to investigate Kira's alibi for the murder.
Right.
And the alibi is supposed to be the bartender.
I'm looking for the proprietor of this establishment.
Does he owe you money?
No.
Are you here to arrest him?
No.
Then you found Quark at your service.
Yeah.
First drink on the house. An old dreadful Cardassian tradition. What do you have?
I don't drink.
A soft drink, then.
I don't drink.
I guess that's why we don't see you around here much.
I'd like to...
I love that a soft drink has
a little umbrella,
like
thing.
a little It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I love the way that this plot interweaves with the first meetings of the characters. Like,
yeah.
I really like when shows kind of give me stuff I always want, which is like I always want to know like the beginning of every story.
Yeah.
But kind of weaving it inside of the plot in a really elegant way that's so clever.
And they also keep talking about, everyone keeps saying that he's working for the Cardassians. And
Right.
Odo keeps insisting he's not.
Right.
But he is working for the Cardassians.
Right. And it makes his relationship to the Federation make more sense because he, in essence, he has the same relationship with Sisko, where he's
right.
like,
he doesn't want to be working for the Federation. He's working
like he's
for himself.
technically working for the Federation, but he doesn't see it that way.
Right.
So he really is like this like maverick lawman who just takes the law into his own hands.
Yeah.
But has authority because the people around him allow him to keep it.
Right. And it also is there's an interesting ethical thing there where he's on this station that's an occupied alien invasion.
Totalitarian.
Right.
Yeah.
That's using slave labor.
Right.
And then he's there upholding the law.
Right.
You know?
But then he's also willing to look the other way about this, Bajoran militia conducting terrorist acts.
Right.
Like, he doesn't turn Kira in.
Right.
So he knows that the people he's working for are bad.
So here, Odo has figured out that Quark's alibi is fake. And then Quark right away is like, whoa, hey, I was just providing an alibi. I was paid to do that. I didn't know there was going to be murder.
Right.
So now... But it's perfect because then... I wonder how Gul Dukat will feel about this. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah, I love that how he comes in.
Oh, wait, but I thought this was actually well done.
I agree.
Okay.
She paid you for an alibi. I wonder how Gul Dukat will react when I...
Yeah, he sees Gul Dukat right there.
He sees Gul Dukat.
Yeah, totally.
So then this next line...
Tell him about that.
I'm sure it'll cost me a case of Cardassian
is delivered to Gul Dukat, which is, I think,
noticed that as well.
It's a great, subtle... Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can really feel how well written this episode was.
Very solidly well written
Yeah.
and solidly directed. I mean, it was really well crafted.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love that I love the way that Odo kind of goes about looking for the truth because everyone's lying about everything.
Right.
So there's like all these layers that he's trying to
Right.
wade through. And his gut feeling about Kira is what led him to, not tell on her.
Right.
But then what's so interesting is that at the very end of the episode, years after this happens, we find out that she did kill this man.
Right, because now that he knows that it's a fake alibi, he goes and confronts Kira.
Yeah.
And then is like, you're a bad liar. Tell me the truth. She's like, okay, fine. I was here committing sabotage.
Right.
I can prove it. If you go look in the logs, the logs are faked. We just fucked up this thing. And it was just, it's going to take him 2 weeks to fix it.
Yeah.
And then Gul Dukat comes in again and is like, oh, can I arrest her yet? And that's when Odo is like, no, she didn't kill the dude. She just committed this terrorist act, but I'm only here about the murder, so I'm not going to say any of that. I'm just going to tell Gul Dukat she's not the murderer.
Yeah.
And then move forward.
Right. Because he really believed she wasn't the murderer at the time.
He really did, right.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was charged to find the murderer.
Right.
So in his ethical code, this other terrorist act doesn't matter.
And it's also, I think, because he's been getting needled by everyone saying you work
Right.
for the Cardassians.
Right.
Here's a way to kind of
Right.
prove to her, like, look, I'm looking the other way.
Right.
I'm clearly not just in the pocket of the Cardassians.
And if he wants to be able to dole out justice in this complex political situation, the only way he can really do it is if he's going to turn a blind eye to, because he knows the Cardassians are bad.
Right.
To turn a blind eye to what the Bajorans are doing to fight for themselves because he recognizes that they are being mistreated.
And he needs them to trust him so that he can
that he can help them.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is also interesting because it also is that's what Gul Dukat needs. Gul Dukat needs the Bajorans to trust Odo so that Gul Dukat can use Odo to get stuff that he wants.
Yeah. Yes, totally. I feel like I don't know if there's anything else we need to watch in here. I feel like we've kind of gone through this.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, this episode is just pure, intricate plot.
Yeah.
Revealing, pulling back. It's super well crafted. It's very well executed. It's very well acted.
Yeah, I'll just leave this playing while we're chatting. Is there? I mean, there is like some moral complexity in it as well, with like Odo being stuck between these two worlds and like trying to navigate that. Yeah, this episode has so much going on for it.
You know, they find the list of the collaborators, and one of them gets murdered in the current time. Right after that name comes up.
Right.
So,
which he like got like a partial name out of Rom.
Right.
And which was another great scene.
Right.
But then that partial name was enough to trigger the memory of the collaborator to go and try to kill this other person, and it's just like there's a lot happening. It all like ties together really well. It all makes sense.
But I mean, I think Kira didn't kill the collaborator in the current time, but like
the other woman.
No, because she was getting money from them. That was all of them gave her $100,000.
So who killed the collaborator in current day?
That's what I mean. I think that is more Bajoran Underground stuff. I think that is still
maybe Kira had him killed.
Right. I think it's still loosely tied to Kira
because she had the name. She reported it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even pick this up, but you're right.
And they're just like...
It must have been the Resistance that she gave this name to the Resistance, and they went after this collaborator and killed him.
Or to the Bajoran Provisional Government, who are like, fuck collaborators.
I didn't pick that up, but I think you're right.
100,000 Bajoran Litas.
Yeah. Yeah, man. This episode really stands up to scrutiny. My one thing about this one is that sometimes it doesn't quite hold 100% of my attention.
Yeah, well, because this is one of those episodes where it's 0 on the mushroom scale.
Yeah.
Where there's almost nothing specifically science fiction.
Yeah.
And it's not even like, sometimes these episodes are like, oh, but there's a science fiction element to the murder that is creating the mystery that has to be understood.
Like you're killing your own clone.
Killing your own clone, right.
Yeah.
This has none of that. This story could be rewritten to take place in the 1940s.
And I miss that in this episode.
Oh, right, and it's a wartime. That's another thing that is a key, like, a lot of noir kind of things have that, like, flashback to a war.
Yeah, totally. I miss that element of, like, hardcore Star Trek in this one.
Right.
This could be not Star Trek. Like, this could be, like, CSI.
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine.
The last episode, I forgot to say, that was pitched as a TNG episode.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then it came through here.
Yeah, but I was thinking about that when I was watching this one. I'm like, could this have... I always think about that. Could this have been another series? Yeah. Because there was a lot of talk in the first season about how, we're not distinguishing Deep Space Nine from Next Generation enough.
Right.
This one couldn't have been Next Generation, but it could have been CSI,
yeah, right. It could be something else entirely.
Yeah, but the thing that it does is, like, flesh out this occupation, which we haven't really gotten to see. We haven't gotten like a real clear picture of what it meant to live under Cardassian rule, especially for Kira and Odo, our main characters, and Quark, but his life didn't change that much.
Yeah.
So I mean, this does a lot to inform the story.
It's good world building.
Yeah.
Character building.
I feel a lack of something in this. Maybe it's that sci-fi element.
There's no science fiction.
Yeah, where like that's what always kind of like tickles my brain the most,
right?
And without that, there's a part of me like wanting something a little bit more.
Yeah.
But if you could have pushed it just a little bit in this direction of like, these are not just human beings living on the station; these are aliens who have alien civilizations and alien cultures. Because you don't feel that in this episode very much. They feel just like humans in an occupation.
Yeah, there's a war, and there's people who are collaborating with the people who had who were the occupiers. You know, there was a murder.
I do like the Cardassian neck trick. Like that's a nice thing.
It shows that Odo was still being used as like a gimmick,
right?
But
even the way the characters all talk to each other is so human because they're trying to like capture this noir.
Yeah.
And they even. Like, the Cardassian is even saying something about learning about humanoid behavior.
Right.
And he wouldn't call it humanoid,
Well, because it's not human behavior.
Right.
So I feel like...
But humanoid is a word that humans use to describe other species that look human because Star Trek works that way.
Yeah, but they're also... You have two aliens who are speaking to each other in English.
Right.
Space
so
English,
maybe the universal translators translating for us what they were saying.
Right.
And humanoid is Cardassianoid.
Or bipedal, sentient being.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it is a human audience.
A monkey boy.
What?
From Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh.
Where the aliens call the humans monkey boy.
Man, I only saw that once.
Because they're all evolved from primates.
It was great, though.
It's a wonderful movie.
Yeah, Ryan showed me that movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, should we rate this one? Are we missing anything?
No. Oh yeah, well, there's when the guy tries to kill Quark with a pillow.
Oh my God, we have to watch that. This guy wins worst actor. Like,
perhaps you could just.
He comes in here, he stabs this guy.
Yeah.
Oh!
Through the flowers.
By pushing a knife into him.
Yeah.
Sort of looks like a knife.
And then there's like, my hand is coming around to kill this man.
Nope.
And now my other hand is
I'll just
pushing
turn
this button to kill this man. Ooh, this pillow. Ooh, I'm going to kill this man with this pillow. Ooh, I'm killing him as hard as I can. Acting as hard as I can. Ooh, there's another man here. It's just like so much.
Yeah.
Rom's screaming is pretty funny. But like that performance is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, and
I love it though.
Yeah. And this is also an area where it was like, all right, why not just stab him, dude? You had a knife with you.
Right. Why smother him with a pillow?
Yeah.
You saved your brother's life.
Yeah.
And this is a bit here.
Oh yeah, you saved your brother's life and he's happy and then he's bummed because he doesn't get the bar.
You don't have to scream. You saved your brother's life. I did. I did.
Yeah.
So that's like.
It's fine.
It's a joke. This is play for laughs, but it doesn't.
But then I love
yeah.
Like that's how he woke up. But it's actually like really disturbing that he's just there with his eyes open for like hours and then suddenly smiles.
Yeah,
It's like,
but he just almost gets suffocated.
It's creepy. Yeah. Yeah, he like didn't wake up from that. He woke up from his brother being upset.
Really? Your communication.
Right, so now we have like the detective has gathered the people together,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
explains the stuff, and then they've basically been hinting like we were gonna find out that this woman killed her husband the whole time. But then
Right.
Odo was like, nope, I believe you, you didn't do it. And then we get the private confession.
Yeah, and then she says, I hope this doesn't change our relationship. He said maybe it doesn't have to. So this is interesting. So
Will you ever be able to trust me in the same way again?
oh wait, I got that wrong. Or maybe I got that right. I don't remember.
I think they just leave it. I think it's
Oh
just,
yeah, they just leave it, huh?
Yeah. That head tilt is kind of a no.
Yeah.
Or it's kind of like a, I mean, I've already...
Did he say, but she said maybe it doesn't have to change our relationship before that, right? Or like, I hope this doesn't change our relationship, and he says maybe it doesn't have to, right?
Right.
What you think of me matters a lot. I was afraid.
That it might affect our friendship. Maybe it doesn't have to.
So this is him like deciding to make an exception for this one woman,
right?
With his code, because like murder is murder in his mind, you know?
The same way again.
But it's also, there's two distinctions here. Like, maybe it doesn't have to change our friendship, but also maybe I don't trust you the same way.
Exactly.
You know.
And also, you know, spoilers, but we know that these two characters are gonna
they start doinking,
fall in love, and
they have misty shapeshifter sex.
Yeah, supposedly Odo's been in love with her for a while.
Right.
And I think that this is one of the first episodes where you can kind of, I mean, I don't think that they, let me out of here, Netflix. I don't think that they had planned that.
Yes, it doesn't,
at this point,
doesn't feel like it now.
But if you're like rewatching and want to use headcanon, like maybe, you know.
Yeah, or this would have like put the kibosh on a little bit where suddenly he's like, oh, this woman that I had a crush on killed the dude, lied to me about it.
Yeah, I just realized I can put that on that screen. That's nice, isn't it? No one else can see that. Yeah.
Is that better or worse?
Well, then we can see two things at once.
Oh.
Well, shall we rate this episode?
Sure.
I'm gonna get a poll going here. Rating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Create poll. All right, if you are in chat, there's your poll. Doug, what do you rate this episode?
Oh wait, are there any outstanding questions anyone had in the chat?
Nope.
Okay.
Amanda directed this episode also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no questions.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I'm real bad about ignoring chat, so
Yeah.
I need you to reassure me.
I'm on it.
I don't know. This is probably like a 9, maybe even a 9.5 for me.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I'm close to wanting to give it a 10 as just like being so well done.
Yeah.
But and it's weird because I mean, I agree with you about the like, well, there's no like weird space stuff in it. But does it, I don't know if does it have to have any of that? You know, and I don't think it does. I don't think that's why I'm not quite committing to a 10.
Yeah.
But it might even just be like, well, it still is just sort of like a slow detective story. You know, like you were saying, like it's a matter of like drifting. It doesn't hold your attention. But I mean, yeah, I thought this was so well written, so well structured, well directed.
Yeah.
I mean, it holds up, I think, to scrutiny. There's like little bits you could be like, what about this? What about that? But not in any way that makes the whole thing fall apart, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And this particular writer really at like on his game, like really getting in a rock solid episode.
For sure. It feels like extremely professionally well written television.
Yeah.
You know?
And then, so I read some of the behind the scenes from this one. This one, along with Duet, was a cast and crew favorite. They were all just like, this is a great episode. It's been listed in the like 10 most important or 10 best Deep Space Nine episodes just because of how well
that surprises me
crafted it is and just how well done it is.
Interesting.
One other interesting behind the scene thing. There's a scene that was cut out that whoever was talking about it really regrets. Rick Berman wanted it cut out, and the producer, whoever went along with it, and then later on regretted the choice. There's supposed to be a scene in a flashback of Gul Dukat leaving the quarters of Pella, the woman whose husband was murdered.
Oh yeah.
To imply that they had an affair. To add another layer, like, is Gul Dukat a suspect? That's supposed to be a red herring. Like, Gul Dukat murdered the husband.
I like that.
Odo sees Gul Dukat leaving without Gul Dukat knowing about it.
And then she could have been Torziel's mom.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. So I thought that was it, and I agree with him. Like, that would have made another interesting layer to this already deeply layered episode.
Italki says this show has a noir crime love. It really does.
It really does.
And Adam says, I can't vote. I don't watch Star Trek. Well,
you can vote if you don't. This is an open primary.
I'm amazed that you've hung out for this whole stream. You basically just did watch.
You did watch Star Trek, yeah.
You watched the episode narrated by 2 other people. Yeah, like this. I agree 100% with everything you're saying, but I don't feel connected to this episode,
right?
In the way that I rate based off of like how much do I love it.
Right. How good of a Deep Space Nine episode is it versus how good of a piece of television writing is it?
Right. And like as a piece of television writing, I think you're right. It's like a 9.5. But as Deep Space Nine, it shows a lot of great stuff, like the meeting of these characters.
Right. Tarak Noor
getting a sense of Odo's position in the occupation, learning more about the occupation, the history of the backstory of the show. It fills in a lot of gaps.
Right. Kira being a murderer.
Yeah. But it is like an episode of a totally different show. It's like this isn't the show that...
Stylistically.
Yeah. It's like not necessarily what I sign up for when I go to watch Star Trek.
Yeah.
And I like that they do stuff like that all the time. But for me, I don't feel as like personally just like entertained by it.
Right.
You know? Even though I think it's really, really good.
And I love it. I just the opening of like thunder and lightning. Woman dramatically turns from the storm.
Yeah.
I didn't kill him, you know? Like, oh, yeah, we're in it now.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's something about it that like just leaves me wanting.
You needed more to tie it in.
Which is weird, because, I mean, the last episode, Rules of Acquisition, I don't think is as good as this episode, but I like it. I like watching it more.
Right.
And I have to take that into account with my ratings. So, for me,
I would watch this one again now, just because, like...
Yeah, whereas I would... rather watch Rules of Acquisition again now. But it is a better episode, I think.
Right.
So I might give it like the same rating.
You have to
give
give it a
6.5. But that feels low. I think I'm gonna give it a 7.
Gets a little bump.
for being just.
Yeah, gets a.
I think it's better. It's a better written episode of TV.
It gets a Peter Allen Fields bump.
Yeah, it's like the plot is so intricately woven together, and there's something that I want from Star Trek, which is like to be able to look into the cracks and for it to feel real.
Right.
And this episode has that.
Yeah.
Maybe too much, you know? Like if there'd been some shape-shifting.
Yeah.
And if Odo had like used his shape-shifting powers.
He doesn't even show the neck trick. There's zero.
What's the mushroom scale of rules of acquisition? We didn't rate that.
That one's tough because it's just implied. They don't even show you go through the wormhole. Like, we know they did, so that's like some weird space stuff. There's no transporters or anything like that. So it's low. I mean, it's probably like a 3 or a 4?
Yeah, like a 2 or
I mean, the wormhole's fucking weird.
I'll call it a 3.
But they don't talk about the alien gods that live in the wormhole.
Right.
So it's just like...
Wormholes might exist.
Right.
Yeah. What about this one?
This one is...
Necessary Evil.
This one's basically a 0.
Yeah, it's like...
Because there's nothing... The one thing that they do is someone gets shot and is not dead, but is given advanced medical treatment. But you could do that. You could shoot someone with a gun in the chest and then take them to the hospital, have them in a coma, and bring them back to health, you know?
Right. Oh, okay. Chat says
9 and
7.5, right?
So, yeah, 7.5.
7.5. Right on. Okay.
69. Nice.
All right. Favorite character. Let's see. Odo, Kira, Quark,
Gul Dukat,
guest star lady.
Yeah, her name is Pella.
Or
something like that.
I was gonna write fancy lady.
That'll do. It's good enough. The murder dude, the bodyguard. I don't even know what his role is.
Murder dude.
Rom.
Is that it? I think that's good.
Yeah, everyone else that was in this, like Cisco's
like
in it for a second, Bashir's in it for a second. Although I will say this, like we didn't show it, but Bashir's does not waste a second of his screen time.
Oh, I know. It's
He
terrible.
is just like full on Dr.
Like,
Stat mode.
I need to know the murder weapon now.
This fits in with what I thought.
Yeah,
I need
totally.
CCs of this and I need CCs of that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. He really goes to town.
There's your poll. Doug, who's your favorite character?
I don't know. You answer first this time.
Favorite character in this episode.
Then I'm gonna give it some thought.
My favorite character in this episode is Murder Guy.
Murder Guy. But that's me. You go your second.
Oh yeah. Stop it. No.
I screwed you up by making you do that.
Murder
You were
Guy.
supposed to take a little bit longer too, because I still don't have an answer.
Yeah, well, okay. The reason it's Murder Guy in this episode is because
I'm gonna make you talk about it.
Because like my one moment of pure glee in this episode is when he's trying to murder Quark. It's just hilarious, and like him coming out of the shadows is hilarious, and he's just so hammy, and I love it. He's like my favorite part of this episode because I mean I do love Odo, but like I don't feel love for like I don't feel like oh I love this character. I don't feel any of the like the need to hang out with this character. Where I totally want to hang out with Murder Guy. Like he seems like, if he's not trying to murder me, he'd be a great time to hang out with.
He'd be a fun hang.
He's just like,
you guys should talk about your widow peaks.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. What about you?
Well, I was leaning towards Rom because I mean I think Rom is a fun character in this episode.
Yeah,
where we get a glimpse of the future Rom. Being a technically savant guy, you know.
Yeah, totally.
We also get to see his thirst for his brother's blood. Where he's willing to just like benefit from his brother dying and is sad when he won't at this point he's not murder Rom, so he won't actively move towards that goal.
Right.
But he clearly wants it to happen. But that's I think I'm gonna go with Kira as my favorite character.
That's a good one.
Because like Odo is a great character in this as well, you know. But I love the complexities of Kira's double fake out and then her scene at the end with like how it changes the nature of her relationship with Odo. And I know she's not. I mean, this is an Odo central episode, but I did I think like Kira as a character more.
Finding out that she's been lying to Odo about this murder is really interesting, and it kind of sheds light on her in a really kind of delicious way.
Because they we get more and more of that as the series goes on, where you're like, oh right, she was a terrorist who blew things up and killed people in order to fight back against this occupation. So
yeah, I'm with you. That's a good one. And let's see what chat said. Odo,
yeah.
Well earned.
Yeah, that's legitimate. Like I wasn't sure myself.
Yeah, I was tempted for both Odo and Kira, so I'm glad that they all got some love there. All right, and then best performance. Odo, Murder Guy. That's the wrong answer. Don't choose it.
Kira,
Quark, Dukat, Quark,
Rom, Pella.
I think that's it, huh?
I think those are the main ones.
Yeah, there's some good performances in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Here is your poll chat. Let me pull this poll up on this screen so we can just look at it. Yeah, I mean, Odo's performance in this one was awesome.
It's great.
Murder Guy's terrible. Kira's great, but for me, it doesn't get to the top of the list.
Right.
Dukat's always great. He's equally great in this episode, but I don't think it outshines what Odo did. Quark, same, equally great as he always is.
Yeah, I think this was a strong Quark performance.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's better than everyone else's.
Yeah, I mean, Pella was really good. I think for me, it's gonna be Odo.
I'm gonna go Pella.
You're gonna go Pella?
Yeah.
Who's the actress?
Oh, yeah. So you fill in the details for Odo.
Yeah.
I forgot I would have to look that up. Sometimes I do ahead of time. Oh, then I have to show you something else when we have a second.
Do you have memes?
I forgot. No, I do not.
Okay. Let's see if chat has voted yet. Best performance according to chat. Quark.
What was the name of this episode?
Necessary Evil. Interesting. Yeah, all the people that... Well, I mean, Kira, I feel like, should get some love there, too, but we can only have 3.
Pallra, Pallra. But the actor's name is Catherine, with a K, Moffat, Moffat.
It's you choose the guest star, like, 90% of the time. Like, if you look up on this list, every episode in Season 2, you've chosen the guest star.
They had a lot of good guest stars.
They did.
Well,
oh my god. We have to go back to... And... we have to go back like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 episodes for the last time Doug gave a main cast member the
that's so funny
the best performance.
Because I thought I was voting for a lot of Avery Brooks in season 1.
You voted for a few Avery Brooks.
Oh, that's the trouble. Is this one? There's been no Avery episodes for me to vote.
Yeah,
for.
we haven't had any Avery episodes in a while.
Okay, then I'm going to show you this.
That's her.
That's Pell, from the previous episode. The Ferengi.
Oh,
that's the woman that played the Ferengi pretending to be a man.
Oh, cool. Can we see her? Let me look on the screen. I mean, this screen. There we go. That's Pell. Interesting. Yeah. I can kind of see it.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I wanted to look her up. I was curious about that. Well, we did it.
Yay!
Are we missing anything?
No, rated the things. Did the things.
Did we mushroom rate this last one? I think we did.
we came in with a 0.
Yeah, it's like none.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. Like, there's a mine. Okay, mines are real.
Yeah.
There's a war. There's an occupation.
There's a Cardassian neck trick, but we don't see it.
Yeah, we're just told someone's a shapeshifter, but he doesn't shapeshift once.
Yeah, totally. Well, man, it's good to be back. Thank you guys so much for being here. Amanda, Talkie, Adam, you guys rock. Thank you for hanging out with us. Matt. Oh, thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. If anyone has any questions for Doug and I, this is your last chance. If you want to know anything, any of the sexy, dirty details.
Well, no, email the questions in and we'll answer them in a future episode.
Yeah, or if you're watching this after the fact, leave us a comment and we will check it out next time.
So what should they do now with their time?
What's the next episode? That is a great question. Do you have that handy? Do I have that handy? Who loves Amanda more? It's me.
Yeah, because Amanda's still not on board with Discovery.
Okay, next episodes.
Oh, right, you have it there.
Let's see. Second Sight, episode 9, and Sanctuary, episode 10. The description of episode 9: on the 4th anniversary of his wife's death, Sisko takes a melancholy late-night stroll along the promenade.
Right.
You're so right. They do not watch the episode.
No.
And then for Sanctuary, episode 10, when a ramshackle alien vessel is detected making its way through the wormhole, the ship's 4 passengers are transported to Deep Space Nine. Right. So basically, we have no idea what those episodes are about at all.
That's that picture of episode 10, though, which I don't know if the audience can see it.
I can put it up.
That's like of Jake. That's like a classic image of him because he's wearing that puzzle piece shirt, and then people have made versions of this where they stretch him out to be like 12 feet tall with just repeating puzzle.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
That's awesome. Very cool. All right, well, thank you guys so much for being here. I guess we did it. I guess we're done.
Yeah.
And we'll see you
They don't need to be
next
4
time.
hours.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, and then make sure you check out the Space Nerds podcast if you want more Star Trek talk. There's a ton of Star Trek talk.
Subscribe to the Discord Palace channel.
Close enough.
Go to the Discord channel.
Subscribe to the Discord Palace.
There's Patreon.
Yeah. Well, we don't need to worry about all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just doing my part.
Thank you.
I'm trying.
You've more than pulled your weight. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We love you. We'll see you next time. Doug Space 9. Doug Space 9. Yeah, we'll see you on Skip Sunday. Doug Space 9.
Sunday.